Okay, everybody, just a quick intro to this video. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to cut this up, but I think this is probably going to be another time lapse just to show you guys where I'm at, what's happened. So first of all, I'm going to start off with some things that I learned, some things that I wish I would have prepared for a little bit better. So one thing is this snap ring. So in my previous video, you'll see I got this out by walking it out. That's fine. Putting it back in, no go as far as I'm concerned. I tried everything. I tried squeezing it and using some heavy stainless mechanics wire to kind of keep it together. It just wasn't working. So my work happened to have a pair of these locking snap ring pliers, but as we're not an automotive shop, we didn't have the adapters that you need to get from GM or AC Delco or Klein Tools, or I don't know, whoever it was. So I whipped these up real quick. Just out of some material I had laying around and obviously some bolts and whatnot, and it works perfect. I close it all the way like that and it slides right into the case, no drama, release it and it lets go. So definitely, if you're going to do this, borrow a set of pliers. They're a few $100s to get the right ones. These work perfect. The other thing is a torque wrench. So I did the Sonics zip kit, which I did not record any of. I was a little nervous about doing it. You can look up other videos on how to install it, but I installed the full zip kit into the valve body. I also replaced the separator plate, and I also replaced the filter plate between the Tecum and the valve body. I did upgrade the plate that I pulled out. The separator plate was for the 7-ball setup. I did upgrade to the 8-ball setup plate. GM has a kit for it. It comes with the plate and some check balls. I did not use those check balls. I used the upgraded ones from the Sonics kit, but I did upgrade that. Because the trans was completely apart, I wasn't able to drive the other side of the seals. It comes with center support, seal reinforcement. I'm not really sure what they're called, bushings kind of. These actually get driven into the center support once it's in the case, so I couldn't put these in just yet. I'll have to remember to do that as soon as the case is back together before I put the valve body back in. Now, the reason I had to do all of this, let's get to that, was to get my output shaft machined. So as you can see here, it is now a great deal shorter, well, 2.5 inches shorter. And this is my transfer case output, and it now slides nicely onto the output of the trans. I have good engagement. It's a little, you know, I got to put a little bit of grease on there, so it's a little sticky going in, but they did spline it all the way, and it's a perfect fit all the way down. So I'm looking somewhere in the range of, you know, that kind of engagement. It's not, this isn't that deep before you hit the bottom, so can't go much further. What else? I did do some new bushings. Any of the bushings that I felt were worn out or that needed to be replaced, I did. I didn't do a full-on tear down just because Jeg's Garage is how we're going to do it. Oh, I did make another tool also. I made this lift tool for the output, because once you load the output carrier and all that into this, it gets very heavy, and trying to hold on to all that while you slide it carefully down in there to not mess up the seal area and everything is hard. So this is actually threaded internally. Screw that in, you can hold it like this. I'll show you in the video. That's actually a Jeep Cherokee front hub retaining bolt. I cut the head off and welded this piece of rod to it, bent it up, good to go. So you're gonna need some tools. The other thing you'll need, the ATSG, the service manual for the 6L80, 6L90. This has been a good resource as well. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to stop talking. The first thing I'm going to do is drive the new output seal into the trans case before, this is for the 4-wheel drive conversion, before I put anything into it. It is interesting to note the GM service kit that I got. I'll give you the part number. The GM service kit that I got is 24272476. It's got all the O-rings, all the seals, everything you need to do this, except for the 4-wheel drive output seal. I had to buy that separately. That I'm using 24238076. Doesn't come with it. It's really weird, but this kit does come with the filter plate, and it comes with a bunch of other goodies. So it's worth buying it just for that. It comes with the pump to O-ring. That's the other thing I did, is the zip kit has a pump, some pump parts. So I had to take the pump apart. I did buy a big band clamp to do the centering of the pump. It worked perfect. where was I going with that? Oh, this kit also comes with the plugs, I think, to plug the four-wheel drive. It comes with all the center support, seals and everything too. You'll need those. This bag. I'm pretty sure that these plugs in here, I'll just get one out and show you. I think these are what you need to seal off to make it into four-wheel drive. They're like metal-clad rubber plugs, and I'm pretty sure that's all you would need. I used freeze plugs, half-inch freeze plugs, and drove them in with a little RTV around them. I'm not going to have a problem, so I'm fine with that. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is off camera, I'm going to drive that seal in. You don't need to see me do that, and get rid of this, and then we're going to start putting this together. I don't think I'm going to do it up here. I'm going to change views and probably do it down on the floor area, because I don't really see the point in doing it up here. We'll see. We'll see. It just seemed easier to do it kind of in the vertical position, and I have a bucket set up, so we'll see what happens. But here we go. Get the gear in. The other thing I'm using is this assembly goo from Lube Guard. I didn't actually know that you needed or could use assembly lube in a transmission, but apparently you should. So I grabbed this stuff, and so far I really like it. It seems to do a good job of kind of pre-lubricating everything, and I intend to pretty much put a little bit of it everywhere, just because I don't want this thing starting up dry. It's going to be dry inside. I tried to look up, like, how do you know, what do you do to start a transmission up for the first time? Seems like assembly lube is where it's at. So, dissolves with transmission fluid. Didn't test that. I should test that. I should put it in some trans fluid and see what it does. But I'm pretty much just using it on all the bushing surfaces, and anywhere that is gonna, as soon as the trans starts turning, is gonna kind of, you know, need lubrication. I know that's not the best way to describe what I'm doing, but this might work better. Jesus. Just like that. You'll notice it comes apart much easier now. I had a little bit of a bushing issue down in there that I had to fix, which I did. Now it's good. Everything's in. All I have to do is put this last snap ring on. I will not have to take this apart again, I hope. These snap rings don't have indexing grooves like some of them do. They just go in kind of wherever you can get them in there. Just like this. There you go. All good. While I've got it open to here, I'm going to put a little bit of assembly lube down inside. But I can't imagine trying to hold on to this oily, slippery thing and try to guide it down into the case like this. It would be a nightmare. So now I can just drop it straight in. Okay. Oh man, and this thing is heavy. Okay, it goes straight down. Alright. She's in. thought it might. What am I doing wrong? Okay, this definitely keys in. That's just it. It's just a tight fit. There we go. I don't think that's in all the way, but I'm not sure how to get it to go any further. There we go. Just give the output shaft a little spin. Now we're in all the way. Okay. Snap ring is locked in. I'm going to place it where I think it was. I think it was like this. Just like that. That made it loads easier. Not really going to be able to see much, but so now I have the output carrier is in, the center support is in, and the big snap ring is in, locked in, fully seated. Okay. Back on the bench. That sucker's not light at all. That's rough. So what I'm going to do now is just start following these instructions, these very helpful instructions, and I'm going to load it all back up. I'm going to say, for those of you thinking of doing this yourself, this has been super easy till now, and very satisfying to put this together. It has not been difficult. It's just been scary because I've never pulled the transmission apart like this. But I only have two pieces left here, and then the valve body goes in, so I'm in pretty good shape. There we go, fully seated. How in the world do I know when this is all the way down? Okay, lift up on this. There should be no end play. No, there's end play. Okay. So we have to wiggle this back and forth so everything's engaged. Uh-oh. Well, I hit pause on the camera because I was being frustrated, and I literally just went whoop, and it went clunk, and now I have no end play in the input shaft. So I should be where I need to be on that guy. Next up is the pump housing. Here's the pump housing right here. I do have a new O-ring. I gotta fish that out of this box. Oh, I think I already did fish it out. It's this big guy. AC Delco part number 24224577, in case you didn't know, or wanted to know, or give a crap. Peel that off. Let's just hang that there just in case this isn't the right one for some stupid reason. Nope, seems like the right one. We're going to get a little bit of ATF that's kind of residual on here and just lubricate that O-ring so it hopefully slides happily into place in the trans. And there is a dowel on this, so we're gonna have to be wary of that. Where is the dowel? It's over there. I think it's one of the bolt holes. All right, y'all don't need to see me finger tighten bolts, so I'm gonna get these all started and then torque them to spec. I'll probably keep the video off for that. There's a sequence, I'm sure. Torque all 9 convertible housings down to 53 foot-pounds using a crisscross pattern. Install a new turbine shaft O-ring seal in the groove as shown. Rotate the transmission and fixture so pan. Okay, yeah, then it's just putting the valve body. So I'll cut you back on when I'm putting the valve body. Okay, we're on the floor now. It was just too darn heavy. I just didn't feel like messing with it up on the bench anymore. So what we have is the center support here. There's a seal that pops into that, and I do have new seals. What they have you do is drive these seals in. I've already driven the ones into the actual valve body. I'll show you those when I put the valve body in. They have grooves. I don't know what the grooves for, but they're threaded. So the idea is that if you ever have to pull the center support out again, which I hope I never do, you can put a slide hammer, attach a slide hammer to these and pull them out. Because once they're in there, you cannot get the center support out. And you can hear it kind of change tone. These are easier to drive in than the valve body ones. There's another one. Not wailing on these things. Not really sure what these do. Probably should have figured that out before driving them into my transmission, huh? Okay. So this presses into here. Got it. Okay, that's in. And now for a 6L80, 6L90, the short 1/4 inch springs. They give you these springs. This is where I'm not really sure what these do. These guys. And you're supposed to install them in the tall outer seals, none in the middle. So I'm putting them in here. Okay. Here is the valve body. Oh yeah, you can see. So here's where I have to replace the other seals. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop them into place. I guess that's all the further down they go. And then these only go in one way. Just put them in. Make sure I'm not breaking anything. Fantastic. So I gotta engage. Engage! Somehow I have to engage this. Manual, whatnot. Let's get rid of this juicy thing here. Okay, what do we got? Got a dowel there, and a dowel receptacle there, and a dowel there, and a receptacle there. So I'm supposed to put this in, making sure that this and this jive. Okay, they jive. Now they don't. Now they do. Did I engage? Oh, now I engaged. All right. Install the 6 70mm valve body to case bolts in the location shown in 171. Well, I know there's one here, and I know there's one here, and I know there's one here. Okay.